Oh na 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 na. Watch it now. Watch me far away, see me far away. Shabada, tell me what you saw. I will show you what I have, because I have myself. Then think say na defense. Make you watch my back. Now wait till you they see, yeah. Unless you have the sense, you go meant to pretend. Do not run away. Kind of sober than you. That is what I say. That is what I say. That is what I thought. That is what I say. That is what I say. That is why I am. I don't come to speak my mind. With no delay, let them know say una eyes clear about in a way. Watch out, many things they happen in that country you did. So, some people trouble up on people every day. Even when you did, you go talk say you know they. I need to understand why this one about. I need to understand why this thing apart. The promise that we got and nationalize. The promise we will live and no complaints. Watch me far away. Watch me far away. See me far away. See me far away. Tell me what you saw. I will show you what I have, because I have myself. Then think say na defense. Make you watch my back. Now wait till you they see, yeah. Unless you have the sense, you go like to pretend. Do not run away. Kind of simple than you. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I talk. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I am. Samara, cha cha cha, take your road. Bumba. See, I come back again to tell people say, now here we day. We don't come to stay. I say no retreat, no surrender. We're leaving be, but no array. Look at the soldiers killing innocent Biafrans every day. Look at Islam is killing innocent Christians every day. It's a penny me, it's a penny me, it's a penny me. Chukwaki Kagama, Patranya say Maka.
All right, thank you very much once again for coming around. Good morning to you, good afternoon, and good evening, depending from where you are watching me from. My name remains Mazi, and of course, I have not been here for some time since I made that trip to Catalan or Catalonia, as the case may be. And I want to thank all of you who have followed me through that journey, and also who have also supported in one way or the other. All of you that have come here also was a part of that. Of course, that's what I mean. And please, as you are coming in, please share this. It's very, very important. I'm going to talk about something very, very important this morning or this afternoon, depending on your time zone. Please let our people come down here, our people in the coastal region. This thing has to do with every one of us. We are not going to leave anybody behind this time. We are not going to leave anybody behind. The enemy plotted very deeply. I have said this before. The plot of the enemy is out of this world. Only those who are in spirit will understand what I'm saying. Even if you are in physical, you also need to understand this. This is very, very important. We keep our shoulder up and keep also engaging our people in all ramifications. My name remains Mazi, but once again, welcome anyone around you. Draw nearer to your devices so that we can make sense out of this plot of the enemy. And of course, before I move forward, I will not hesitate to recognize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there. That's our leader, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. For those who are joining us for the first time, for those who will be coming across this video later on, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. He actually, lead this movement. He's a prisoner of conscience. He was kidnapped, while in vacation in Kenya. He was kidnapped by the Nigerian state. Nigerian state break all the international laws and their own domestic laws, and invaded another country, kidnapped a citizen of British, and then extraordinarily rendition him to Nigeria, and which they took him to court over bogus allegation against him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the court of Nigerian jurisdiction, competent court if you like, he was discharged and acquitted by the court of competent of Nigerian jurisdiction, and since September last year, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been illegally detained in the Nigerian DSS dungeon, not even in prison. That to tell you how lawless Nigeria is. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still being detained illegally, not in prison, but in a confined space that DSS built, or secret police built for themselves. That to tell you how, how bad things are. Even when court have discharged and acquitted this man, they decided not to send him to prison, but they decided to kept him in their own private, confined space. And the world is keeping quiet. He's the leader. That's the man you're looking up there. He has committed no crime known to the law, both on international and the local. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. He's not fighting for anybody. He's fighting for his people, the freedom of his people. He requested, a referendum. He asked Nigeria, let us have a referendum. If you defeat me in a referendum, this is exactly where IPOB leadership and IPOB family stands for. If you defeat us in a referendum, then we back down. Defeat us in a referendum. Let's put all this thing on a ballot box. This argument, this brouhaha, this hatred, you don't deserve to be president, you deserve to be president, you don't deserve to be Nigeria, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve to vote, you don't deserve to do election, you don't deserve anything. Let's put this on a ballot box. You are this, you are that. Let's put this on a ballot box in Nigerian state. Let everybody decide. Let Nigerians decide if they want us in Nigeria. Let our people decide if we want to stay in Nigeria. If our people decided to stay in Nigeria, people like me and a few others, and I believe IPOB family, around the world will back off from the agitation. Because what has been, done to our people is out of this world. We've been killed in our land. We've been, bullied. We've been disfranchised. We've been dehumanized. We've been blackmailed in the so-called Nigeria by the Nigerian people. Politically, we are not allowed to participate in anything in Nigeria. Allow us to go, they said no. Okay, develop our land, they said no. Allow us to have access to our natural resources, they said no. Okay, use it to develop our land, they said no. Okay, let us have peace. Let us develop our land by ourselves, they said no. Okay, allow us to be the Nigerian president, they said no. Okay, let us have a senate, no, you don't deserve it. Okay, let us build a hospital, they said no. Let us build our road, they said no. Let us build industry, they said no, you are not allowed. Okay, let's bring other people to help us, they said no. You must be a Nigerian. And when the law favors an Igbo man, they bend it. When the law favors a Biafran, they bend it. They want us to remain as a slave in Nigeria, aided and abetted by the British, all due to the British. British hate our people with passion, and our people need to understand that. Look at the religion they introduced to us. Look at what it has done to our people, the psyche of our people. Look at the devastation. Our people becomes a guinea pig in Nigeria, in which anybody can come, humiliate you, brutalize you, blackmail you for whatever reason, adapt you, and then imprison you, harvest your organ, harvest your human resources, harvest your natural resources. That is where, as lower they have put in our people in the so-called Nigeria. And this is what gave rise to the Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, and Ipob today. And we are doing it in a grand style, calling the zoo, the Nigerian politicians, the Nigerian government to debate us in the public. Give our people the reason, or give the people, the world, the reason why we must remain as Nigeria. What will be our benefit? And they are running away from it. And all handwritings has been seen on the wall. 2023 election is a big one. The stroke that breaks the camel's back. That is where we expose British and Nigerian state to the highest level. And now they are running away from even their own court of law. There is something that happened. Please, as you're coming in and share this, it's very, very important. Let me just, I would like you to call in today. I'm going to give enough time. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to give a lot, even though that I have a lot of things to say, a lot of things that I, to say, but I must please, I must do the needful, please. I'm going to oblige you to call. It's very, very important. What we are going to discuss here is an eye-opener. We warned our people, and they never listen to us. Anything we say here, either on Radio Biafra or on this platform, ignore us at your own detriment. That's what it is. Ignore us at your own detriment until you see it happening before your eyes. You don't want to believe us? You will believe us when the time comes. That's exactly what happens to, Nnamdi obedient. And then the one Nigerianist. Igbo one Nigerianist. That's what happens to them. When they realize this, and think too little too late. Abaraka na azala ndị jiji anakonye echigo president wechigi unu chewezie mgbe a ga-enye unu la ahụ ya nene mgbe a ga-enyezi unu mgbe a ga-enye unu audience on a court of appeal. Unu egwu politics, very selfish, blind politics. You know, selfish. No, na ha not. Mama so bad. No be here with them. Also, China go say, we told you so. You know. So please share this. This is very, very important to me. I want you to listen very, very carefully. It's very, very important as I'm bringing this to the attention of our people, because as I said in the past, if it's necessary for us to come in here, we will come in and update you. Very, very important. We are not going to leave anyone behind, irrespective each part of Biafra you come from. We are not going to leave anybody behind. Believe me, we are not leaving anyone behind. This is that time has gone home. We don't really, you know, we don't really speak and call our people to what is about to come. So just 1 second. So I just want to pin the number here, so as I'm talking, if you want to call in, then you are kind of obliged to be, you know. Now, so this is what I'm talking about. So what is happening back home now is very, very important that we draw the attention of our people to keep an eye. The British have come with their evil plan, and our people are falling for their trick. Our people are falling for their trick again. And this time around, they decided to bring what they call visa, what they call it, visa application office in Enugu State. These people are plotting. You know, the last time I was here, I told you that the plot against Ndibo has gone, you know, into the It's very sad that our people are still sleeping. British never like you. We are letting our people know. It started from 1945. In fact, before 1945, is it 1908? Yeah, is that 1908 or thereabout? When they start killing our people. What about women protesters? 1929. British commanded their army to shoot our women, our mothers, down like a bird because they were protesting about the same plot, the same thing in today, the same disenfranchisement. Anybody telling you that the British are going to be your friend, you are dreaming. You're dreaming. Harold Wilson said that the death of 500,000 Biafrans will not change their policy with Nigeria against Biafrans. It's unfortunate. At least P2B have tested it. I keep repeating this. P2B have tested it. I asked this question the last time I was here. Did P2B not go to Archbishop of Canterbury? Is Archbishop of Canterbury not a Christian? Did P2B not go there? Is P2B not a Christian? Did P2B not go to number 10 Downing Street? Did the Jagaban go to number 10 Downing Street? Did the Jagaban go to Archbishop of Canterbury to get his mandate? Do you see how they played you? Because unako blind politics. Inako makapari ihe ga-enweta. Una na hayota ha na-ekwu maka ya. But we will continue to expose Britain as long as this life is concerned. We are going to continue to expose them. And to let our people, to engage our people, because the worst thing that happened to us as a race is to allow our people not to have access to history. and nobody talks to them. They came up with the mantra of Igbo Enweze. And our people were carrying it all over the place. Igbo Enweze. And when go like, hey, you make a hand and make a small move. Somebody a bit, yes, now this is what we're saying. As in the Igbo Enweze, how allows Bozubu without knowing that the enemy can be planted to cause that insurrection or disaffection. Instead of some of them will group say, we are not going to allow this to happen. We are the people. We are the one that will decide what we want. They will immediately, which is what they turn today to autopilot. What is the meaning of autopilot? Go and Google it. Autopilot means people name with sense of belonging, people name with direction, people who are just roaming around like a lost animal. Even in animal world, they don't have autopilot. They have their leader. Go and check buffaloes. Go and watch the Animal Planet. Buffaloes have their leader. Once that one charge, the other ones will follow immediately. Go to the animal world. Watch the lions, the lions and their lioness. Once their leader charge, the other group will follow immediately. Go to the hyenas world. Once that one, their leader charge, the other ones follows. Go to the monkey department in the forest, in the Serengeti. They have their leaders. Go and watch the baboons themselves. They have their leaders that governs them. Come to the Western world here, the British, who is telling you that they have their monarch, they have their queen and kings, they have their prime minister. When they speak, their people will listen. People will follow them. It doesn't matter whether that thing is hurting other people or other race. Once they come out to use their BBC, their megaphone, their lying machine megaphone to propagate it, their people will kill. It's only in our own area. We do not have radio, apart from Radio Biafra. We do not have media. There is no leader whatsoever. Because as nunu Igbo Enweze, half of mugo ka ha kpo ozikwe na ha weghachikure elu unu ka na akpo People's Club. You go and look at them. Old fools, you go and just look at them. Geriatrics. They don't understand what the world is all about. They don't understand what the world they are living in. They live on it and defecate. That is their life. Hey, my hand that is the only hybrid no wa. And when anything. And when anything Hana represent. Hana represented and the Koku Maka their race. Hana in America now, go and check them now, go and watch them in UK. They use them to scuttle any group or any individual that rises up to save his own people. That's what they are now. And I had the letter. And they meet you, and we're in front. Do they have one? We will continue to expose their ignorance to the world. Since they decided to come on social media to be disgracing themselves, we will help them. We will help them. They will do this, their nonsense, and they will video it put it on social media. The whole world is watching them. A particular race. I don't know the other time. Or no social media. Go and look at India buying Jesus on social media. Go and look at them. Man, this is a comedy. Destroying our identity. Destroying who we are as a race. See him on Facebook. Facebook. They will be disgracing our culture. They will disgracing our anything that our image. Bandi kesi here chicken endo. Ndi kesi here me anyone. Where are they now with their nonsense? Ndi mad will queue up and be watching. But when we come here to tell you the truth, you will not even come. You will not even listen. You will like eba haga na trogashi. Eba haga na mregi, babusu munegi. Declaration after declaration. We are here to tell you the truth. To expose the ignorance in our people. Because the reason why we choose to come here as well is because they're also here. I can't be here. Somebody will be taking Igbo identity, destroying it on the social media. Taking who we are, destroying it on social media. See, because he monetized, he want to eat money from Facebook. Because Facebook will this program. Tell me other race in they're buying a zoo on social media. Both in the church, both in the name every two months banala. And Makota, I say come about store data na social media saying name a deliverance. The whole world is watching. The whole world, all that is, they will be asking. If they are not talking about, industrialization. They are not talking about development. They are not talking about engaging in anything. They only stay on social media. Deliverance and miracle. You are watching it and liking and sharing in the name of Ndi Oboda. Tinubu, Jagaban did not come to Archbishop. Didn't know, but they gave it to him. All the run around the one nine what is it? I'm not saying I need to say the way Legodi Fanoba, our own brother. See, I will represent it. Legodi Hobrana na social media, pro family Bezuzu na UK. These are the people who need even looking at him, the way he presents himself. Do that look to you? Or they can do reasonable. More won't get use against our people. We'll contact him. More we'll get in touch with him. Tell me what became Nezuzu di hanga bro family. He say aja white man Jesus. Aja ekele. So what about what about the youth? You were lying. All this they are useless gonna. Police tell me, they remind me the name. You will not know. We are not into killing people, so we won't know. But he who are bring why? Tell me why he shouldn't not among those people you were black in VM or Kada, VM machine. How you are black and by cinema and vigilante? Are they not up to teenage? Are they not up to a man? Can you not? Did you not see it? Did you not see his children? Obla show unu. Nunu wundi ndi bendi mbo bela ke hen o mekwe onu na elu truck na etro unu la hen ne ke ihe unu na pe na etro unu indomie na video unu the whole world now watch here. Pump action. Thank you very much, my brother. Pump action. That is what he gave to the youth. But labor poromu ke be na UK here. Me video. Kunu who as a successful person. But he took the young youth, near pump passion, set her up with the Nigerian police and military. And now Babu say her. Equal her pro got boche, but poromu ke be na UK here bed was ready. When we are talking the freedom of our people. Do you see it? I make sure, like I said, some of these people who come on social media here will be disgracing our race, making us look, wretched in the public. And once a reasonable person from our own race or land come out, they'll be using this kind of people. Like if I know Bandodin now level all of you the mentality. Only African person kpọrọ me been on social media na street of London. No video abo Chineke talk. More things, more good things are still going to come. Gonna watch here. They happy. While our own youth has been decimated back home. Now British decided we're no visa. Now they are not talking about Igbo development. Now it is really a way of to monitor our people more. Hey, what are embassy? Nenugu. What are embassy? No embassy. I deserve anywhere the embassy if at all. They took them to Abuja, took them to Lagos. Then they what are zero visa application office. Or here what are Nenugu. To encourage our youth, not only that. They will dupe you from Anglican Church. They will dupe you from, our own resources. They will deny you access to governance. They will deny you access to, road and development. They will now dupe you with the visa. Do you know how many millions of our people now will be? Our people get now. Say how got your visa? Visa office na Enugu. And then. Deny the visa after what millions will you again the money still I got issue the visa and you 6 months probably Ya nwo asige lota. Do you see what we are saying? Our people need to understand Odu plot. I'm not going to Odu plot against our people. We are just here to rant or to talk. Actually develop organize visa application office to Enugu. Is the High Commissioner not come? The High Commissioner of British, but at the other day oku visa Igbo development. It develop a Igbo. Man, I do say a British man said that at the death of 500,000 Biafrans will not change their policy in Nigeria. Now we'll come and develop Igbo land for you. Then what about oil spillage? They have not cleaned that. They have used oil spillage to destroy our ecosystem. But they are talking about climate change. Now, is Biafra land, are they not on this planet that somebody is polluting our ecosystem, using oil spillage to chase our people out from their communities? Where they could not chase them, they will form insecurity that place and kill our people to chase them out from the community. All the things that you see going on in Imo State, where the whole places they have insecurity, that is the area they are laying the pipe oil line. Now they have come with the distraction of a visa application office. Our people are just dumb. You know, una go to church. A church name moon engage. Now they make you to believe. They make you to believe that your problem, you should blame it to unseen spirit. You blame it on Satan that you do not see. The irresponsibility of government and under developing our land, you blame it on Satan. Now, Joge, how is it possible? How is it possible to have employment where you have a zero industry? In my little community where I come from, I don't know church and I don't party everywhere. I don't know church. Church, I educate those I ban. And when almost up to, will I say, in a small community that is less than, it's not up to 5,000. We are not up to 5,000 in population. But when we're more than, if I count it, when we're more than 100 churches. More than 100 churches. And none of these churches agree with each other. Choosing a particular there. ACU, you cannot put ACU, not there. Anglican, not there. Cathedral church, Catholic, not there. Even the worst part of it, all the cathedral churches and the Catholic churches, not there. They don't agree with each other. That's the worst, the most painful part of this. Even the Catholic themselves, they don't agree with each other. The same community, fighting each other. That is the worst. Even in the same doctrine, they don't agree with each other. The plot was out of this world. They brought you arm campaign, clean up. I'm sorry campaign. Shell brought it how many years ago? Did you not see it? 3 or 4 years ago, when the IPOB was raging, the Shell immediately start shaking. They started shaking all over the place. They come to social media, they brought I'm sorry campaign over the oil spillage across Biafra land. Where is that oil spillage? They use Sibanjo. The Sibanjo came and they promised heaven and earth to deceive our people in the coastal region. To deceive them. They fall for it. There is no cleanup there today as we speak. Then they came up with what is it? The Igbo development of Igbo. Today, where is Igbo developed? Now, how should we learn that one? Watch out. The same people can si na unu ga-aga presidency, na unu ga-aga presidency, ha kpọrọ Peter Obi kpọbata ya na Downing Street, mee to look relevant. Make it look relevant. Give him all kinds of hope. Give Igbo people all kinds of hope to abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to abandon the struggles, to abandon that Peter Obi will go. Divide that our people lose your concentration complete. A fool. Igbo president a war hanala ne. A war hanala. Ha bịa wut Igbo develop, a na-develop kala Igbo. Akara chipụrụ ndị Igbo ọnụ n'ala na Igbo presidency. Ha bịakwa ozugbo webatara unu ka a na-akpọ Igbo development. Before unu na-ekwule mee ya bịa ndị ọha na eze ndị Igbo, of course, na oke so na-abanye na ji apụta ndị ele ha na akpọ ha People's Club, ha nzukọ ọta na-eche eri nke ha na-agba eri udele na-eri anụ ụmụ ha nzukọ. Say picture. Now Igbo British are coming to develop Igbo land. They're coming to develop it. So stop agitation. Forget about your Igbo presidency now. We have lost. Anya would again the Gabana Panel. Only can 1 year work Anna Ezuri here, Yana Gana Abuja Geko, Merunu Makwandambo. Now forget is here now we have okay. I can't back a heku. Any sort of development, or building school, or building hospital, or any sort. Actually, can what happen now? Let's has in a no visa application. Every bupala again. Now with a visa application. So no gamma wambra. No one will say that now with the visa application, all the youth can have access to go to UK. Do you see how they're dribbling? But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen, Kanu in detention. They are talking about visa application. Now, did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not use visa go to the same UK? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ojakuku no nega UK. Or what won the same visa? How do they treat Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who went to UK and become a British citizen? How do they treat him? How do they treat him? How do they seize him? So you will be important now. So you want a visa, a UK visa, you will be treated well. You'll be respected more than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who went there and studied there. And contributed to also to their economy. He worked and paid tax there. How do they treat him? What make you think that they will treat you better? What make you think that the visa application office they brought to you in Enugu, after they have promised you the development alib, after they have promised you Igbo presidency, they use it to sabotage, to destroy and distract our people from the reality. I told you that na no sense of belonging. Na plot to destroy Alibo, to he had to him bloodbath. Deal with IPOB and Biafra once and for all. And the IPOB leadership averted it. That is what the British want. When we hear about IPOB and then Nnamdi Kanu and this Biafra issue, they wanted to have to rescue once and for all on 2023 election. Igbo presidency. That they wanted to use it to destroy Alibo. They didn't know that the IPOB leadership are very intelligent and smart. They didn't know. It was a heavy plot to overrun Igbo land, to overrun Biafra land, from coastal region to upland. It was a dirty plot. IPOB leadership in their intelligence and wiseness, they averted it. They averted it. They brought Peter Obi. They want to make it that youth. That no one America Peter Obi winning. Therefore, the reef, the anger, the bloodbath, the killing out of this world. Because only Igbo carry janya honey bibi. Only Igbo carry janya honey say I want IPOB. Only Igbo carry janya and honey say I want Biafra or mention no Biafra. They wanted to destroy it once and for all on 2023 Igbo presidency. the internal war had to recreate Garadi wars and what was happening in South Sudan. I will talk about South Sudan later on. I won't today. What happened in South Sudan? It's a different thing, no. Hana Wag that in it just to mess you, just to get you. It's a different thing. South Sudan fought a very good fight. It was an invasion that came to them and they stood their ground and fought it. They fought it. It was a total invasion. The same invasion you're seeing in Igbo land today. It was the same invasion they had in South Sudan. In Sudan, or if you like. And the people of Sudan, they fought, they stood their ground. And eventually the country were divided. They lost a part of their land, South Sudan and Sudan. They lost a part of it because foreigners invaded them. Caused rift between brothers. But in the process, they lost a bit of it. This is what they wanted to do in our own land. But that's a different case another day. I will not talk about it today. Our people need to wake up to understand what we are talking about. The deception in the higher place. And a dribble in their bany. No, blind politics. Now they will go out, they will use this. You see the time I warned our people, and I will continue to warn it here. I have told the Igbo youth, Biafran youth, stay away from Ekperima. Ekperima is an agent that they are using to detect, to identify people who has Biafra or IPOB. In fact, people who have Biafra at heart. And once you are detected and certified that you are actually a bona fide who have a Biafra at heart, they will take you out. Because Haman and the full soldiers, and they got log on Biafra, when the time comes, we will give you a date for referendum. But first of all, you have to be sensitized. You have to be sensitized. You have to understand the reason why you need a referendum. Some of you do not understand it. Learning 2023 now. Look at what they did to you. Immediately, Nnamdi Kanu, who is also the leader of this struggle, who have spent 10 good years sensitizing and getting our people to understand the danger that is coming. Just 2020 presidency 2023. I heard you fool. I want to house a little thing. I feel you dangle and you capitulate immediately because you are not mentally tough. Actually, going to date for referendum now. Some of you I would want thing, I would small thing. That dangle again. The same thing, Henry. No half Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No half agitation. Now Igbo presidency. Hey, Mechapuno Kanu. Now Peter B. Banye. He will bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Nnamdi Kanu, who court have decided and acquitted. Instead all of you to stand on the justice, what court have professed. Instead all of you to stand up and demand that Nigeria should obey their court. Una say no mbe Peter una anwanuno aranuno tinye n'aka Peter Obi kunu na Peter Obi nwe log ahead kunu ji hapu ahia unu okay even though that the court have decided acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu we will wait until Peter Obi goes there. That is the way they mess your brain up, because they know how to play you, they know how to fool you, they know how to mesmerize you. British. That is why they destroy history. That you will never lay your hand. Look at where have you not watched the video? Where I went to. There is a one that I will post. I don't know if some of you might have watched it. There is one more that I will post. You will see. More than 50 years. Other people are the one opening the warehouse of information to educate us, to let us know what happens to us as a race. They waited for our people to regroup. Biafra was alive for 8 years after the war. 8 years. Somebody we are still answering and representing Biafra as a country. You capitulate. Our people left it. Abandoned it. The same nonsense they play with the presidency and politics. Nnamdi Kanu is talking about Biafra. We are very close to it. He kidnap or we Igbo presidency nyegi. Since no Igbo presidency and get popular Nnamdi Kanu. Je play full in the process. Opanyana na banyana. The Igbo presidency nyere hienye. A popular Nnamdi Kanu. Who is the fool now? Who is the fool? Because he don't know. Ndị amaka eche ji nwa mkpa na anata gị. Ndị ebe anyị na-akpa eji nwa mkpa anata nne. Oh here ka eji na-eme gị. Once he made one good advancement, it's only the leadership. That is why they want you to demonize IPOB structure and leadership. Get you to blame them. Get you to demonize them. Get you to call them criminals. Get you, our people, to detest the leadership. While in the process, in the other hands, they are the one that kidnapped him. GGA, court has here, leave this man, he has committed no crime. They are still holding him, but now taking IPOB leadership. They demonize it. Why demonize your own? They told you they told you to go and demonize your leadership. The structure who have been in this struggle for over 10 years plus, who have worked with Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. They ask you to go and demonize it. Go and call them criminals. Go and call them stupid DOS. Go and call them this one. Go and call them the only organization that has stand firm in defense of our people for 10 years. In the very first time after the Biafran war, after it came Boju. Look at where in faraway Europe people are calling us. It is the work of IPOB, led by Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. People are letting us into their house, into their warehouse, to give us the history of our own people, which you have never ever gotten this from our people back home, on Hanez and Dibo and the so-called People's Club. Look at them, shameless animals, shameless. And where he and Andra, go and look at them. Look at it, just sit down. They are kind of like this. Camera. People are na. They are killing them. They defranchise them on all ramification. They are doing People's Club. Each will ever abroad. When their own people have been killed, people who are cultivating the yam, who are producing the yam, here, farm, they are not doing anything. They are not doing anything in support. It is IPOB that is working hard to protect farmers. Na kofta jie, umu ilani ye no na ala bekee na eri. Ichoro ka anyị were nwayọ na agwọ nwanyị okwu. Aga m agwa onye Igbo okwu otu ọbụla m ji chọọ ya. But ihe m na-agaghị eme accept onye ọzọ bịa esoro m, onye na-awụghị onye Igbo esoro m na condemn mba agaghị eme. Nke wu between us now. Or to tell you how rooted m dị na our own race. Mụ na gị na-akọdọ ọnụ here. Asụ nwafọ. But onye ọzọ bịa tiri anya ọnụ here. Ma anya masị nna ka anyị paaki godi ihe. Akwa ịhụrụ onye ọ dịka ọ chọrọ ka ọgụ a na ọ chọrọ ka because ihe ọ chọrọ ka ọ na-edistract na ọ na-abụrụ ọnụ ihe niile anyị nwere na ọ ihe British name. Ọ ihe British name. Unu use na ihe mere 23 understand the plot. Now, do you know why I put this this cardinal points here? They fool our people. They could not allocate them in any cardinal point because they want to use them to divide them. They could not allocate them to any cardinal point because the same people now, you can't say this. You can't have seen onye no here now. Onye no the same place no. Imagine now somebody no in the same country I'm not now. The same position, the same location. I na one county. He decided that instead of you to tell the world that this person are the same people, but they are the same in the same county, he now say no. Now only can know the same place with me. No, south to south, or only can know the same east. No, south to south. But we are in the same east. So why don't you say, okay, now these people, how was South? Because the people in there describe in a real logical point, geographical point, in a real logical geographical point, they are in the east. So you cannot allocate them to a south, because once you give them a south, now you make them a whole geographical area in a cardinal point. So basically, what they did was to also take you, letting them now east, wait one to southeast. Look at this thing I'm put here. They bring them to southeast. So they did not even want to refer you as east. So they make you look small in the east. Why in the same east? Look at the position where they put southeast. Iga south, no there. It's not far from the south. They put you in a small place where they call south. Southeast. In the same southeast, cut off. And when he came on the same southeast, he push you to a place south to south. Now in a cardinal point. Do you see how they destroy you? Because they know that you are the same people. They throw you, they give you a distance of south to south, like you don't exist. Which does not exist in actual fact. This is the work of British. Today, at the face of adversary, in all odds, he denied Igbo man the presidency after election. After Onega style winning election, the whole world confirms it. All foreign observers confirmed it. Because they did it. Ihe plot ru ha niile ka eji escort Biafra struggle and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Eji distract you for completely whole 6 months and 1 year. Achi blame more in order to drag you out. I say now, even the court have decided and acquitted this guy. I say now Peter be banyezie. No nyaga free Nnamdi Kanu. When court have decided and acquitted, ask them the same nonsense I had playing in the south to south. Not to make you to align with your own brother. Now you see an Igbo man who is in Obibo, I see none on a south to south. And now if you the next program I will do, I will bring the map of Biafra. You see where Imo State is, and you see where river where they called River State, and where they called Cross River. The same people fool you to the extent even in the same they could not allocate you with your name. Behind the Kumaka British here. Go visa application, all this thing, office. Developing a Igbo. All this brouhaha, giving you Igbo presidents, none of these things have been fulfilled. Not even one. I can agree below the today. And you are still foolishly attacking IPOB leadership, foolishly not supporting Biafra. This is what we're saying. This is what we're talking about. They gave you this, they brought you the same nonsense here. Use what they so-called South-South. Now, the same people in the South-South, they call you, they could not allocate you with your name. They call you Rivers, which does not exist. The name Rivers is nobody's name. Rivers is nobody's name. They first of all call you Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, who a name of a British soldier who rape and kidnap children. They did not call you by your name. They called the name of their worst criminal ever. The same way they call Douglas Street in Owerri. Douglas slaughtered in Bise people. Go and check the history. As a history. Before we come out here to talk, we launch investigation and researches. We don't just come and talk because we want to talk. Douglas slaughtered. The Douglas killing in Bise people is the mantra that you saw that plays after they called if you in Bise na Imo State it was Douglas mantra because Mbise resisted Douglas administration when he was governing, when he was running Imo State or running Owerri, as the case may be. By then, there is no Imo State, there's no, it was called Owerri and the, provinces. The Douglas administration who tried to, steal a lot from the say indigens, they resisted him. They resisted him. And Douglas commanded the lead army that came to Ahazo. He slaughtered and burned houses. So the burning of houses you're seeing today was British was the one who introduced it. What we are suffering, the burning of houses you are seeing in the whole East today, it was British that introduced this type of intimidation to our people. Douglas led army that invaded him. He said they slaughtered from Ahira, they slaughtered our people, burned houses. Go and check it. This is secret that you will never hear it. That is why if you hear when they said they bound history in Nigeria, this is most of the reasons. Because someone here Gano, you wasn't serious. I cannot hear accepting these people to be our friends. British are not your friends. British are not your friends. Whatever they give you is to destroy you. That is why we're saying it here. The reason they bound the history because they know what they did. And the street of Owerri was named after Douglas, who slaughtered the indigene of so-called Imo State or Owerri people, Owerri province. Do you see it? This is what we are talking about. We are taking you back the history so that you will understand the reason why we must leave Nigeria. The reason why the only last hope, the only fallback, the only savior, the only thing that will save you as a race in that geographical location is Biafra. Otherwise, if you're going under the banner of Nigeria, you will be destroyed. You'll be destroyed. Your business will be destroyed. Even okay, we came. Did we not warn you about week? We came and learn demolish. Go and look at the videos now. Na Abuja. What's that you go? But higher that market here hungry destroy here. The same thing no Bibo. The same thing na River State. That market here hungry destroy here na Abuja. Was there before Nyamabia Guinea and the Fulani and the destroy here. Hey, Cherokee Igbo destroy here. Then tomorrow you will not point at Fulanis or the Nigerian state. You won't how weekend now, week or 1 Igbo. I know I destroy here, you know, Abuja. Actually, last year, no one did women. Not on Buhari, but not you question and one ministerial's appointment in your room. Or say, what about Martin Lechi? What about you become it? Is it rather than an Igbo man? But in there, I want to say how Igbo man. Buhari came on a national television saying, is Martin Lechi not an Igbo man? It's Chibika Mechi not an Igbo man. So, which ministry that you are talking about that I'm not included Igbo people in my administration? Buhari was telling you, firing you as an Igbo man, and an idiot in the coastal region of Biafra land who speaks Igbo, who eat the same food that I eat, who has 4 market days at the same time, name the same, culture the same, everything is the same. He said that you're not a Biafran, you're not an Igbo man. But Hanaza United Kingdom. Naza United Kingdom. You bought a ticket to put on marriage there like if I'm your family. Yeah, thank you, Jesus. But your own has you know. You can't answer Igbo. So you're telling me you somebody who know Igbo. It's not an Igbo man, none na rivers. Do you see it? They cannot even allow you to answer your name. Name na rivers. The other brothers has no who cross river. No, who cross river. What is your name? Cross river. Then go and look at where Ebonyi is. Look at where Abia is. Look at where you see that these people are in the same location. But they call them South. Go and look at where Abia is. Go and look where Ebonyi is. Go and look where Imo State is. But they are calling those ones, our mama, no na Imo State, na the other side, Akpe South. How does that make sense to you? Who politicians now say school will not know the difference. Go and look at the map, and if you cannot read, go get the map. It will explain things to you. Do you see why they don't even in Nigeria you don't even learn about map? They don't let you to study map, geographies, because you will learn from there. You will ask questions. This is what we're saying. Now, in the South, Mbaro Brona Igbo man presidency. Mbaro Igbo man presidency. To make the other ones inclusive, na Heso and the Emre. But how am I that the enemy knows that you're one people? You are in the same location, geographical location. Go and Google and search the Ibibio people. They will tell you. Go and ask Google and ask. I say soon never can produce. How much you can produce? How can go that na Ibibio people and the Calabar, they are the same people. They're the same people. They are relatives. The same people, the same blood. But how on a south? I ga no na Abia State, onye no na Akwa Ibom oku ya azaghị. The same people. The same 4 market days. The same dressing, the same appearance, everything the same. Somebody who answers the United Kingdom, even with their differences. The other day, I had to meet somebody who is from Wales in United Kingdom. And when I was talking with this group of ladies, they were on holidays here. They were on holidays. I was talking with them. So what are you guys? They said that they came in the morning, early in the morning, and they said they are returning the same day. I said that is very close. I said, yes. So, and they were speaking one strange language. It wasn't English. I said Wales is in United Kingdom. And they were speaking, they said that kind of weird language. I said, what is the language you're speaking? Your accent is British, and the language you're speaking now is completely out of, or is it English or in a different dialect? He said, no, it's Welsh. I said, really? So do you have a separate language you're speaking in Welsh? He said, yeah. They said that they don't want to, lost their language out of British. Out of UK or you British. They said they don't want to lose their language. They maintain their language and also speak English. And they identify who they are. But British came and said that you that speaks the same language with me, you are not an Igbo man. You are in the South. And you are accepted. Today they destroy our ecosystem. They destroy our coastal region. They destroy our land. They are laying a pipeline from mainland to the coast to Europe. And because they know the oil is not coming from your mainland, from the coast. They know the oil is not coming from there. They have to employ somebody from the coastal region of Biafra to protect the pipeline from the mainland crossing the coastal region. And be paying them heavily. Do you see how they played you? Because you cannot be dying to protect what does not belong to you. Or what belongs to you, sorry. What belongs to you. You can't say, again, subconscious, so I'm protecting oil pipeline for people to be benefiting. And my community are not benefiting in it. Sometimes you will have a bit of thinking. Even despite how stupid you will somehow think. But do you see why they don't have remorse when they are protecting and guiding the pipeline and oil gas pipeline that pass through their community? is because they are not the one that owns it. So they are using that money to bribe them to protect oil pipeline that come from the mainland, and then the nozzle was stationed in the coast where the ship would dock and take it. They even make some of our people to believe that Igbo land was landlocked. Instead of dredging our rivers, heavy rivers, and our, you know, they to collect that oil. Do you see how they played? Because if they dredge our rivers, these are heavy Obaru rivers and River Nigers, now the oil will be identified where it's coming from. Do you see it? The oil will be identified who owns it and where it's coming from. Because of that, they don't want to make use of our rivers, which even they used during the colonial masters. Now they make it look like it's coming from the coastal region. They tell you to believe that Igbo land is a landlocked. It's only now that our people are making researches and going across the Igbo land and exposing that Igbo land is not a landlocked. Look at the mighty ocean covers the Ebonyi state, Ebonyi. Look at Imo River. Look at Obaru River. All these things are access to oceans that you can use to, take oil if you want to take oil. But what I'm asking British, what is the problem you having to deal with our people, to deal with my community, and have a clean business transaction as you were doing when you came in the first place? But they didn't. They don't want to do it. They now went and pay our own brothers in the coastal region to protect this oil that is coming from mainland. Anybody from mainland that comes across here, kill him. Tell him that you're not one of them. And they are doing it. And they are killing our people. They send Asare Dokobo to send boys to come to Imo State and kill the youths. And Asare Dokobo came in the open and said that I was sending boys, armed people to unknown government to go and kill people in the east. To go and kill people in the same east in Yawan. But how about their south? They don't want to allocate our people to the east. They call it southeast to make you look small in the cardinal point. Then they come where the same people who are also, they located the southeast, they call them south. That does not belong to any cardinal point. Do you see it? They fool them. They play them. They fool them. And this is why we are coming here on social media. Since our people are so stupid, having a social media here, they introduced this church all over the place. You see what the damage they have done to the psyche of our people. They misdirected your mind to believe that what is your problem is Satan. It's your ancestors. They demonize you against even your own ancestors, your own fathers and mothers. The same way they got our people in the coastal region to denounce their identity from mainland. Somebody who is answering to Emeka, we call him Imwike, Nwayike, Yasini, also a people. But in Behi Kebra, Yago Enyende Ben, and the Iwafia non by force. Yasupe. Because he doesn't have any other language now. Yeah, Babata. Mboso to na River State yana, that River Siena, a popular Zendo na Ebonyi State. Nake David Umai. That's where we kept like Zendo. Okakuru in the Fulani. But you are telling me for somebody from the coastal region will be there watching how the Fulani man saying that their brother, there's no different from a Fulani man in Mali, in Niger, in Chad, in Egypt. He's working hard to bring them under one fold in Nigeria, so they will have a place. Relatively, any South Fulani man in the Niger, in the Chad, does not see himself different. He's also see himself as a Fulani in Nigeria, and he's also speak Bayasan. And our own brother, somebody is telling you Fulani from Chad can have access to Fulani in Nigeria. there's no difference. They don't see themselves difference. They reward them with the same ones they have in Nigeria. Any Fulani man from Chad, from Niger, from Mauritania, from Sudan, once you in Nigeria, insurance is covering you. But the same Fulani man is telling you, you were south, that you shouldn't support Biafra. But a Fulani in Nigeria should support, or in Chad should support a Fulani in Nigeria. Who is the fool? Who is the fool? You that call yourself South. You see, behind the wall here, our pills, bitter pills, kind of here. Now, I told you, when they use Peter B to scuttle Ipob and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, KJ kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to fool the fools. I put here go no so we. Emechala everything na kwa ba everything emechala wonyo. Kebe Peter B no, kebe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu no. Kebe Igbo presidency no. Do you know what they did? To make the other ones to make they belong to, you know, they are not Sasa, they are not Ndibo, they are not Biafrans. They are not from the east. To make them to believe that they are not from the east, you know, that we have dealt with the Igbos, the southeast. We have dealt with them. They make them that you know, you're not Igbo. You know you're south. Yeah, you know you're not Igbo. So you don't ever identify with yourself with Igbo people or the Biafrans. Those ones, they want to make Biafra restoration as Igbo thing. They want to say it's an Igbo agitation, not to south. They give them south. Do you know what they did? How many of you can remember? Muno, student of history, Muno here, but do you know what they did to south? After the scuttled Peter Bina, Bali Ipob, Bali Biafra restoration process, Guanam Hammer and the south. Camera Munuchu no there. Guanam Hammer and the south, because Unana here, Leman, Unana here, Lemaniaca, Kuno, or did even. TV kind of, but one of him and this outside book. Camera Muchu no Kotagai by an agama, Joss, no, one of him and this outside after an Afro behind Egypt, you know, slow down the coming of Biafra. Because I had here, man now. There's a creating insecurity, creating non-government. Ne bunde bany, ne hippie on Nnamdi Kanu. But the same East were one of the most 100% peaceful vote or election, 2023. You see what we're saying? Okay, him and the south to book actual monu I watch here. What do they do to the south? Camera muchu no there. Watching eke. Mazi si you check there. And those are brankets because I have all your confusion here. If you understand the way Ipob operating, man, that now, you know, it will take you years to bring it down. Hanging in the south to Senate president. I heard your reward on the south. KJ come on her down. Soon I won't be back. Unu obedient child. The ones that call themselves obedient are not obedient. They are fake. You people are the real obedient child. But do you know what happened? Nga have je nap one dike ejirie come on hand. Lazy the big brothers. Eh? Mazi history wobre. Ele the big brothers about on house bozubo. Not Ipob, they are political. Yana a flat, hardcore flat, kutu complete. Politically, Ndibo no flat in Nigeria. See, erase to the bar of sense of hope to indicate across south to south, the same Ndibo. ịrọbụrụ Paul dị kwụọ Silas ka sọ onye ka ụgwọ ọhịa mere ha ndị ka ehe filu na ha abatago na ọgbọ. Do you understand? Ha filu na abatago na gịnị ọgbọ na ha enwego connection. Ha echefuo ihe mere lahụ yanin onegen. Ha echefuo ihe mere ka m bidogodi. Ha echefuo ihe mere Jonathan. Ha echefuo ihe mere onegen. Ha echefuo ihe mere Chibuike Amechi. Why did Chibuike Amechi go underground now? Because Chibuike Amechi realized what happens to him as something that, like, do you know, akpọrọ Chibuike Amechi kpọbịa n'ime ụlọ na-erepụ ya. Ewure ma to ban ma title niile ji blindfold the guy na-erepụ ya against his own people. Only can around the job. Can you in my hand when you hear house nigger and perfect, all we hear you Chibuike Amechi to achieve everything. They use Chibuike Amechi. They use Chibuike Amechi. Everything, even to the last minute. The last minute, how what Chibuike Amechi? Go and remove the railways, rail lines, no na Enugu. In the whole East, Chibuike Amechi get removed way before the final time any man up. They make sure he did the same thing in Buhari's administration to achieve it. He went and did. But Chibuike Amechi what has he couldn't believe it. Chibuike Amechi now disappeared in the arena of politics because the shame is too much. And Jagaban for inauguration, not the 18 year government. He said, no, you people have used me before. I will not allow you to use me again. That's what come out from Chibuike Amechi. Can you believe that? Chibuike said that he was used, that he will not allow himself. He didn't go for the inauguration of Jagaban. Go and check it now. Enyi m ke okwu onye iberibe na ama ha anya lele na ka arụrụ wo Soludo. He play also professor. He went there, they disgraced him. They disgraced him. When we tell you that I know there is so when we are talking about our so-called selfish elders and politicians, if we are not explaining things like this, you will not. You guys say IPOB, they are insultive. That's why they are not. That's why they don't get support from their police. They insult everyone. They are pushing everybody away. Who push you away? Who push you away when you're playing this destructive, dirty politics against your own people at your own detriment? Look at where they kept Chibuike Amechi. Why Chibuike Amechi disappear in the arena of Chibuike Amechi act like Ndocha? Why people Ndocha? Once they are out from politics or body, they will go back. The way you see David Cameron disappeared is the same way Chibuike Amechi disappeared. David Cameron came down and said that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the politics again. And they respected him. They no go anywhere. My international Tony Blair, this mother called Tony Blair, there is now Warwick and Katara Gary from Middle East everywhere now production. Prime Minister. Do you see David Cameron doing that? Have you seen David Cameron since he left office? Have you seen him? He said the same thing Chibuike Amechi said. He said that he doesn't want anything that has to do with the politics. Like Burumu. Oh, yeah, Chibuike Amechi discovered he couldn't bear the pain. After they caged him in the north, used him against his own people, destroyed the whole Mbamri. He sponsored the Buhari's president against Jonathan. They used him. Destroyed our people, destroyed our land. And today, where is he? That is what we are saying to you. The stupid, idiotic politics our people are playing. They are not using it to bargain anything. Here, be their own. Use it. Both even the British. Me, Hojo. jam moto continue to me everywhere ugbo he bido ozugbo banye n'ọrụ use their media preponderance activated everywhere ozugbo ana arụ ọrụ ana ekodo ọrụ ndị Fulani ahụ na that thing wo a bargain no a bargain na ọrụ na ha emeghe something na ndị a na-aga ịnara ha ọchịchị ha chi iboko igbo mbịaka chụya chi igbo ka na anwụ gbakpa gakwurie n'ụlọ ya gbakọrọ ma ndị ofe mmanụ ha mana ha mere na ha ezupụ igbo ha ozugbo use their brother nọ na ha na si na ejidere ya that place ihuru smart ndị na-eyuzu ụmụnne ha ha use brother nọ na Kotonu ji preserve ndụ nwanne ha nwoke despite igbo ho enweghị ji ọfụtara sụọ Queen English and idiot pụtara na-ekwu the reason ye ji na ha support IPOB na some members of the IPOB leadership they don't speak Queen English but he speaks Fulani's English now. Fulani na-erule achịcha nnama no matter the age now. Look at unu nwanụ n'ụlọ na unu ahụ age ndị a na-achị nnama na ha erute their youth age now they become your president and the fools will be kissing their ass, licking their ass. Na agbara ha odubu. This is what we're saying. Ndị abage na their own ozugbo igbo ho he were nwanne were their clever way shaku politics were nwanne ha nwoke save because they will that is the way they have to make it now to look like na he mere arrest na because the ndị ofe mmanụ makwa na igbo ho gbala Europe na enwekwara ike igbu that place ma he mere rendition emere onye ndu. Do you see it? Ndị ma ihe ka shaku politics. Do you see it? Do you see it? On agbawa obi. Sometimes on agbawa obi. On ewute sometimes. I ask you why get the anybody now to be you know, can I say one day actually any sense of recollecting. They don't understand anything. They don't understand that these people they can do them also. You see them roaming about like animals. You see them doing their people's club. You see them doing their original side. You see these people as a people who have no sense of direction. Autopilot. They don't know where they are going. Ibuho, they play. Ndofe man play the fastest smart here. Would you know, Bene, will one name will save your life here. Ben the actually am back because I'm not anyone na libo na the zoo, they will na haga track here down. Haji power now. Haga track here. The best in here already they are distant. Jim warrior. I put them a protest the other day there. Do you know idea? They are protesting against France, so Benin Republic is protesting against France. What happened and dear Bani, indeed, when politicians and that the east, south, or touch it, she cannot fragment you while other people are uniting with their own people, using them at their own advantage. They play the politics. Ibuho was saved. Here's the there. Because only had a line. No one ate Pribo, Egaho, that na. This presidency enye Jagaban agara enwish. Do you see it? Ndofe manoma no ru na etipi igbo ho ni hu mo wa nwuru igbo ho kpoche ya n'ụlọ na Nigeria state na ihe ha na-achọ ha agaghị enweta ya. Ha edete ebe ọ ga-anọ. Jaga nkpopie. Ebe ọ ga-anọ out of the reach of the zoo government. Did you see how big Obasanjo is? You know how big Obasanjo is? The former president of the zoo. He went. Before the election commenced, he go declare air free because only the immunocomwe. Maka here anti abigo na gema na geko. Only the immunocomwe. Ha kpọpụta ya mee ya ha na ka ọ nụrụ dizefu in case ọrụ ma isi aga ha now anya nyezie support ịchọrọ ibidezi agha the guy abata na ya nwayo Osibanjo anekwa the other side na monitor kwani Asrock na monitor everything Megan Jagaban abịakwala to tell you how they operate. Jagaban agazie na Oduduwa convention conference Gadia sit here in their midst go the Oduduwa national anthem in loyalty. How kroto no one his full backup. Ndị Igbo na Igbo presidency. Hell like but even when Nigerian court said this man should be has been discharged, he should be Ndị Igbo say no kadewe ba. Unu kadewe no anagun no Peter Obi banye ofuri. When the Nigerian government and Nigerian court has said, no, lawa na happily Igbo politicians has no. None reba. Now, the only person they make name important in the whole East, the only person in Merene recognize only Igbo, the only person they do only Igbo as ndi Igbo gang up. Sahana ko politics. Gele nwanne nwoko dechi ndị Igbo ho na ndị ofema na ahaje ko hofuma die bagene mgbe time ruru ha strike agbam akwuru Peter Obi win election Nigeria se kwuru otonye election akwuru oton nari ahi na broad daylight na unu eji Nnamdi Kanu na unu eji 2023 vote unu eji a lot of lives were lost, properties damaged, Igbo business destroyed, everything destroyed. You peace in where till today you can't wait to the peace. Nnamdi Kanu happy. Unako politics. Do you see what we're saying? Do you see what we're saying? The religion on the other side. Whoever holding your future, I know you. Ole factory no na Enugu Ezike. Ole factory no near the adoration ground. That all this number of youth now have put there. They will look for a job and get it. What is the fate you are giving to them? Now you take the eyes of the youth who are supposed to hold Nigerian government and their government accountable of not having job. You take their attention, see no spring bean, no set and all your ancestors sign. You see, that if you work hard, you eat. There's never a time our ancestors ever said that nigga will miracle money. You have to work also on your own year. That is an Igbo adage. They never said, no miracle, you will eat. By miracle, you will eat. By prayer, you will eat. As on your own year, I can't judge on a button in one hour, Igbo adage. The ancestors, our people, never encourage you to believe in spiritual being, no one can solve your problem. The same people, they deny everything. You people, they get you to demonize your own. Demonize yourself. They get you to demonize IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are getting you to demonize IPOB leadership. Do you see how they fool you? Do you see the problem? Do you see it? Now, our people. Now, look at what happened in Niger. The Nigerian government now, the junta now, they would have taken that guy out. Do you know what the guy is doing? The guy now carries everybody along. One day, everything on any plan on. So now the people knows where the government stands, knows when the enemy are coming. That is why it's difficult now how we TP the guy. France Agala can TP the guy. But in Ethiopia, when he has a people in his support. Now, this is what they are doing to our own Igbo politicians. They will get our people, Igbo politicians, to create enmity between them and the people. Do you see it? They will get our politicians. Auto hope was of them mad now. Here maybe now he becomes the enemy of the people. Any day they will go for hope was of them man now. You will see nobody will come for him. The same thing here. They make Ike to turn against his own people, to suffocate his own people. Lyrical development here, may himself a king of all. Is there anybody talking? I'm running out for him. Now the kind of man of the people, can you not see how everybody, we are still talking about him till now. And the people who are ready to die, and if anything happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, are waiting. On further side, they got their death sentence that if anything happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria will burn. Akwemoni are the man of the people. So our people that are supposed to have our people, these are our politicians, they're going to have the support of our people. They are isolated themselves from our people. Against us if you don't vote for APC. If you don't allow the killing of our land, the burning of houses to continue by hope of them, that you people will die. Hey, Chileke, Jesus. The same religion. They use religion to distract you. Those are they. Traffic is set here now. My father is here when power. My son, how check na traffic. No zona de gemma. I want you to give one when in gas. Who know my history? Now, the Igbo presidency, hey, dear warrior bany, Le Akpabio, hey, the Senate president, Nya Akpabio. They give it to Akpabio to count and make them feel that they belong. Now, let me tell you what is. Go look at. I put Akpabio there now. Let me tell you what they are talking about now. Eyuzugie against Igbo now. Eyuzugie. Let him again now. How to renap Akpabio? How to me impeach? Let me explain it. So maybe I may not read it. It's a news here. I had it came before days now, but I haven't got time to come on live because of my trip. You know, so I'm so exhausted and I need to put some certain things in order. You know, because I do work when we are working hard here. We are self-employed and we work hard. You know, so miracle here. You have to go outside. Even with the everything life, government stipend, they support you. But we never, because of that, it will tell you that the orientation is different. Even though you see today, decide something, but that never discourages us from going to work. You fools, that are supposed to go to work, church now don't go to work. That you should pray. In a young youth, pastor na money on our will enter his account. That is somebody will call him for a job when there is no industry. The space industry, church here and there. Ghana community is over 100 churches, small community, over 100 church. Kanu, no single, not one ebane pure water. Every Sunday, they will go there and pray for job. And here we can tax communities for years. Church naga, but no, I can arrange it today. Church, my father be there. I tax her. I can matching kuna rob our community. Na general the church it is today. Enwo nyanya tradia. I make account every end of the month. Enwo nyanya will any trade. E will again enyende han. Asanagra district. So hara nana agra na district. Agege my account eba. MH account. E will let the money. E will boot it to America. Ebe we be headquarter of the church, the founder of the church, you know, Assemblies of God. But then in our local church, we have toilet there. Eba na nyuma mre toilet, ordinary toilet. To tell you how wicked these people are. And we have toilet, and we have proper toilet, and a flush in that place. But I know they are not contribute to it. Then church building there, more one can zinc is maybe. I got taxing the same people. I got a sick with a going to an offering. More we go hag again a mega account on a district to build the church or to beautify the church or to make it look nice or make it look comfortable for people who are there heat happy material hair condition. No, they have to tax the same people again to contribute. Do the money can you go toilet, pit toilet, ma wogen, America. Then, these people yet, I get me investing at the church. I get will you go up and get my account on the other side. It will you with America. The same thing in the Catholic name, in the Catholic gacha church, and when you will enter an offering, I will enter I get you develop the church. It will go and get my account to Father, it will you go to Vatican. But I'm gonna tax locals to build the church. Instead of them to go to Vatican, collect money from there and build the church here. So to create jobs, so they're gonna only bricklayers again. What on the problem I say no. but rather I got force in the by marching who staff one. Do you know the church? When was offering any try here? Not for the church, not to develop it. A will gawa. You will the Vatican. Una who go to city Vatican. While I have 90 vigil in our Vatican. I have one altar course in our Vatican. I have one prayer meeting in our Vatican. And I got 7 days, 7 night church in our Vatican. The way of making money is all these churches, they are collecting from money from people from everywhere, and also visitors that are coming to Vatican to look at. There is no holy water in Vatican. There's no holy water. If Vatican is not giving you holy water, somebody no na poto na see any holy water. This is how they destroy you, programmed you. When those here na ndị Igbo. One race, came an employer or the British took their time. Now only. You know, I got them. IPOB people here not use one. Time I'm spent there here would have been somewhere near my name. Few days them go and spending, you know. Near create awareness, near what information or what I wasn't him and I like Koshime. Do you know how much I lost? Nobody pays me for it. This is how all IPOB leadership, some IPOBs they contribute to ego to in support of Biafra restoration. Ekperima no akporo ndị mmadụ ila ga agbabusa wa people. Jaga akwa cause all problem number no now. Ndị otu ga no there, chere ihe ga abịa after that. Ndị otu ga no there, chere our people now ndị aga egbu na. Ụlọ ndị mmadụ ka aga mock that place. Una ahụhụ ka o mere ka ọ kpọ BNG ka ọsọ gịnị. Let her kpọrọ the other one. Ọ sị we have formed alliance with. Agwara unu. They use him to identify the guy. He show you a machine gun in n'elu truck and everything. Let her kpọrọ that guy. Ọjị. That is how they are shall. They will pretend like they are not watching. They are now. They bring the guy in, make him to relax. He makes that he act like he's working with Ekperima. Ekperima means business. He's fighting for Biafra restoration, liberation. Government in Israel. We know to US a commission on his garbage. Okay, but our president, he wasn't there. And a fool. And a fool get you to destroy yourself. Normally, share video, share location. Oh, make it here until the zoo is located where the guy is camping or wherever houses were. He take his he takes his time to make sure that the zoo located that guy Oj. And they nailed him. But IPOB now fight very hard. And then they want you to demonize it so that he will follow. They will do you use way to scuttle IPOB name and then Nnamdi Kanu. There's at the last minute how warrior now. Who feel no hope. I hope. Bam. How was soon? A British now. Una medical na jola jojo. Has na get what the Igbo develop. How will a commissioner be a picture? Small boy now. Neru age my last my youngest sister burdened. The guy after that social media, we are coming to develop Igbo land. We are coming to develop Igbo land. I got 2 months ago now. And when anybody who do any sign of development or any kind of activities, how much popular season no visa office. So they actually develop because they develop the youth will get job and you will stay. But rather, how does it be? I don't want to embassy, not consulate, but here what Arunu visa application office. Kunu get alunu. In my heart, already do hopeless and useless. When do completely useless. Kigera like community, property, everything in one. Then the Gagaji again has seen an actual visa. At the end of the day, they will say that you did not merit the visa. ego niile he kwere dị and everything na him ele nwanya no ya wo ị gaghị ala bekee ị gaghị Britain ị gaghị akwa n'ebe ị wụsarazie abịazie wepụtazie politician ga-enye gị ego ka ịrụ ọnụwarị ya tọgri on the street banye kidnap agwa sị na ọ kidnap na ọhịa na-akwụ bush dey pay akwa ha na-agwa unu amaghị plot emere ndị Igbo ka mewen iri ji outside mewen ele ahịa mewen people's club ka a na-ala agbụrụ unu ka a na-push unu to extinction. Lekwe ihe mere after you used this guy to calm the ndị mba mmiri ha eche na akpabagote na ha bịala n'ọchịchị. Who are you? Ebe emere Peter Obi wụsị ya na ịmakwa he big brother. The main people a na-atụ ụjọ wụ ndị Igbo now. The mainland never backed down since the inception of the invasion of the British. They never backed down. Ndị Igbo back down. Generation ọzọ pụta another one apụtakwa pick up. Mgbe ị chere na iwu na another one apụta. That is ndị Igbo for you. That is who we are. He gburu 7.2 million. So today I can fight. And that's where the hatred. That is use some useless ndị Igbo politicians are greedy ones to suppress their people. But British will not come physically and do it. Look here. Let me say it because it's a breaking news. Came by 3 days here. One of my comrades sent it, and I would like you to call in, please. If you want to call in, I would like you to call in while I'm looking for this. If you want, the number is there. Please call in. Feel free to call in, please. Call in. The number is there. Call in if you want to contribute, because I've even talked too much. Now, maybe some of you are hungry. Look here. Some of you are hungry. The soon I'm going to plan. You know, I couldn't get you. You know, they are plotting to impeach Akpabio. Because I'm an own people. Don't forget, Akpabio, the very first indigene, Biafran indigene. No senator, no hailstone for in the memory of Biafrans Ebrunog. The only governor Marian Bono on was a governor. Go and check it in the history before Kaya no Katapaniki, Sepane, Mbon Naija or Akpabio. Man indeed when they are jealous now. Mbon Naija or Akpabio for doing that. Then on Kai Bukure 9 go. But Akpabio was any single Biafran Obru during his tenureship as a governor. Not even one no come arrest. No IPOB, no Biafran, go Buru. But you know, was there the reason why on Kai? Allow him Obiano, Gragaga Promada, Umkakpo Umada, Umada did him away today. Ukakpo Umada Gragaga may one ritual seminar is it now again? Somebody who some of you who are old in IPOB may even also remind me that once somewhere, you know, is it I can't remember the name Nishi here, but I can't get it out. I'm gonna form Umada, hey, ye black and black, gave me rituals or Germany to cage our people. To cage them. But I made 30 years. He went and do his own to counter that waking of the spirit of the ancestors and our people. And then after that, he massacred our people. He massacred them. Then it is Bianozie headstone to Biafran people. Does that make sense? Akpabio won't deserve it. No, listed the names as much as he can remember or he can collect. Listed the names of Biafrans to people who Naga. Nande one heroes. He wrote their names. But today, him and then they are not forgetting. Ham and always there. Oh no, I'm an always bonify. They go to one. I love that man. I love Akpabio with passion. I love the man. My posture here, my presentation here. When he was this man, advancement of the religion, Christianity, parents will how the problem of their unsuccessfulness, whatever if you like. parents were killing their children like no man's business. Because pastor and these criminal pastors the parents that the problem of your downfall or not having success in the family, no, these people, you can imagine where they were brainwashing families. People were bringing their children, tying them on a roof. Witch. Do you feel me? No a witch. It was Akpabio that put a law that if we catch you, demonizing children or blaming them for not having more, making money or not being successful or whatever, that you got 10 years imprisonment on hotel as a law in a go and remember why fact each of the video here. In the church here, this Christianity is the worst thing that happens to our people. Church. Look here. How do I my hammer? Look, it's a headline here. I don't know how I will put it. The letter says, look here, it's a headline here. It was published on the 16th of September, 2023. The plotters who are claiming to be fighting for the independence of the legislators are sitting alleged subservience of Akpabio to the presidency as main reason why he must be pushed aside. Then but then the writer there. But then I guess he has exclusive plot to impeach Akpabio tickets as senators met in Saudi Arabia. That is where they are plotting. Come on, the names of the hack project there. Let me see whether it will open. Just 1 second. Kim we hana gwag. O say ti ala o. Agale na pia ho. Agwara mu na agwa na ha ga na pia ho. Akwa lorito no cha bab. Akwa lorito no chese ogbo ndi Ipob. Kidnap o. Akosoro bondi IPOB, bondi ken na Delta State. Lolita no chair sponsored in the Gagaki. Bua our people go na Delta State for Aso Rock because on our brand the full no dubu. But Oba Polios na Nigeria nene Abuja nene she ran away. It's no longer there. She ran away. The dust over the dust over the leadership of the Nigerian Senate may not have settled as the Whistler has been authoritatively informed of a plot to cause the impeachment of Godswill Akpabio as Senate President when the National Assembly resumed from its 2 months annual leave on September 26th. They said, according to them, I'm just reading, the newspaper was informed that the senators behind the plot are currently meeting in Saudi Arabia to perfect the plan before resumption of preliminary. Now, the charge are senators. The charge are senators Abudulaziz Yeri, the All Progressive Congress senator from Zamfara State, and Aminu Tambuwal of the People's Democratic Party from Sokoto State. Yari was the main challenger of Akpabio for the Senate presidency, while the Tambuwal was one of his key backer. Mohammed Owon Anawo, another PDP senator from Nasarawa State, is also said to be among the leaders of the move to convince other senators to sign on the impeachment plot. The plotters who are claiming to be fighting for the independence of the legislator are citing alleged subservience of Akpabio to the presidency as main reason why he must be impeached aside. Do you see what we're saying? Let's say it now. Let's say it. I get what put it back, baby. Use get the achieve actually achieve. Na pupito be good. Me heka has the case. Haga power week has watch out. Because they know you are the same people. They don't see us, and they see us in Yamini, the same people. You don't deserve to have any position of that high distance. And you see Akpabio one name, my own brother Akpabio will be talking inshallah, 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 inshallah. All of a sudden, Akpabio 4 people. You do all like Akpabio. All of a sudden, Akpabio started speaking inshallah, inshallah all over the place. They never learn a lesson. I told you, Igbo man in the mainland and the Igbo man in the coastal region. They think that they're different. Look at them. Are they not the same behavior? They use it against your own brother. Happy align with Igbo. I hope you'll be not to feel offended by. Because our people in the coastal region, they know that our people in the coastal region, ordinary people in the coastal region, understand the robbery P2B. They are not happy. So to calm them down, to continue disconnecting them from their own brothers, so give them Senate presidency. So they will feel like, are you saying that you are an Igbo, are you supporting P2B? Are you people not? Now your brother will Senate now. So what is your problem with P2B? P2B is from the southeast. You are from the south. But to learn at the cardinal point here, where is southeast? Where is south? And then where is south? Go to just look at the cardinal point below here. And see who is the fool. How they played you. Because they cannot tell you that somebody known as South is the same person known as South. They can't tell you that. So they have to put it south. Extension. We're pulling from the cardinal point completely. And what can they hang now, how they're going on, I don't Akpabio. And the Hanwaya now, the Igbo politicians will not talk anything. That is how it is. They distract you. So if you want to call in. I'll give 5 minutes here extra. Just if you want to call in, that's where I'm going to summarize it for today. I will come back again. If I continue talking with what I have here, we will stay here till tomorrow. Despite that the Facebook are limiting the views and hiding the notification from the people. It doesn't stop us. We don't live by Facebook, payment in Hanapu. So it doesn't make any difference to us. If you like, leave only one person here. It's not going to change our perspective on what we are pursuing. We are committed to restore Biafra. We are not backing down. We are allowing peace to reign. We are allowing the world to see the evil of British and the Nigerian state. So when we will start, they will not blame us. They will not say that these people they are trying to cause problem. Everything with the time now. Today visa office will try. Couldn't celebrate and the Enugu governor accepting it. Oh, Chori Kosin Yanelum, Nyalelum Mamma, the governor. Any of them, but they will have to kill their own brothers to prove the Fulani this guy from governor said that it doesn't matter Fulani in Chad, it's the same as Fulani in Nigeria. But you are seeing, you remember when allow here, these guys are David Umahi claiming that Ebonyi State is not Biafra land. This is how they fool them. What do they give? All this graganile, ihenile ejiri. Ejiri David Umahi men alibo. Create a bubago. I couldn't the other day, America, my web nation get news. America was the other day published how a bubago was established by David Umahi and Buhari, the dead Buhari, to please the Fulanis. they told him that he's going to be a president. They told Nwike he's going to be a president. Here we tambo wal. Jina arazul Nwike. Ne eme totally engaged Nwike. While ending saw the thing on the other side, now I know the game. Engage a tambo wal. Now arazul Nwike na pia kana here and there. Elach. Yage lobibo. Massacre our people no bill. Let children throw into the Imo River. Our people go many now, which in the way pipe bomb water and these people in. So the only source of our water resources is rivers and lakes. These people get born their ban, here we those in their ban, high at the local rivers. Our people need good many. That's one of the reasons why Odeka is in the ban jina bar some here and there. They can't come, they messed too much. They damaged too much. They got the worst punishment anybody get. That is the worst thing I get. I hand the British our people with the Nigerian state. Ebu our people. Yeah, monitor so you not and all. I think was it few months or few years ago? Was it last year or 2 years ago? I know the full man ebo ozu mad oburu na webaro ejiji mesuya. Mokwe ya ma aka ya everything yeji plastic cover ya na akwa na baro gaje na ebe ji mesuya. Unemi onu mlipu ana atasuya ana eme video na social media. Unu anani ka emere social media ibe na iri ihe na social media. Unu chọrọ igosetu ni sheri. How you swallow food. Fufu. You put a bigger camera now call rubbish. You don't talk about what will help our people. You don't educate our people. You just you talk all nonsense. Demonize even our people. In fact, make us look like we are lower than animal. The way we act on social media. And the whole world is watching. Why wouldn't tell anybody? But how here? France here. I saw the refinery. I went to the refinery where they are laying the pipeline, where the pipeline will connect to Spain. On a Spain, the pipeline now. Please, if you want to call in, please. The number is there. Oh, now Spain, there a pipeline now. Pipeline from Imo State. Ebu and Nebu our people na Imo State. Ebu na Anambra State. Ebu na Abia State. Aneli pipeline na Abia to give them unrestricted oil. While anyenwe ordinary kerosene anyenwe. Fuel eji anya moto anyenwe. Diesel anyenwe. Beteli a pipeline genyen there. No stop from my own land. Agwa ega watch church gonna a place. Let me show you something. Maybe another that will play it full. Let me show you something. Anya gala very big in this thing I am. Let me show you one thing. Do you know Tokyo in Japan? Do you know Tokyo? Do you know Tokyo was a name of the person or the individual who fought Christianity in Tokyo, in Japan? Do you know that Tokyo, capital of Japan, in Tokyo? Yeah, Tokyo. Do you know that Tokyo name was a name of the man who fought the Christianity? Do you know? Yeah, the other time, here, we know that now. We met somebody who told us a British Canadian professor. Also, any day you people come out from Christianity religion, Pentecostal, that day freedom won't that from that moment. Locally, I ain't feeling all praying and doing in church and Christianity and if you know the depth of the damage Christianity is doing to our people in our land, you will know that any pastor was reading, any reverend father was reading, all of them, and the third time is coming. Ndi obodo a ihe ha mere ndị fada here awụ ndị ka esoro support British, ndị ka cause the mess here n'obodo a. Aka na-atụ mkpọrọ till today. Enweghị ni nwa obodo a na-aga seminary school. Onweghị nwatakịrị nwa agbọghọ obodo a na-agụ seminary school. Gaa na Vatican, ndị na-agụ seminary school ndị Filipina na ndị Igbo anyị. Ndị Yoruba anọghị na seminary school sister school na ajụkwala ebe ndị Yoruba wu sister nọ na Vatican. Ele ebe ha nọ ke? Ele ebe ndị Yoruba wu gaga father school. Ele ihe na-akpọ ya, mana ihe na-eji akpe ndị ga father school na Vatican. Ele ihe na-eji akpe ndị ndị ga father school na Vatican. O nwere onye Yoruba nọ dị? O nwere onye mmanụ nwa nwaanyị nọ dị a? Unu ndị ma Chineke akwe. But lee n'obodo anyị today, leekwe Yoruba, lee ha arụ n'ala Yoruba. Ihe a na-arụ n'ugwu Awụsa na ihe a na-arụ ụzọ ọnụ n'ugwu Awụsa, arụ ugwu Awụsa ka Dubai. Arụ ugwu Awụsa ka Dubai. Go to Kanu and Kaduna, go and see what they are doing in that place. Eji ego anya na-eme. And he zero wole the level of Christianity activities n'ugwu Awụsa now. Na-ezuru dan and the development na ha gleba ana ha arụ ne. Ndị mmadụ na-abla with their senses. Leekwe n'ebe anyị lee otu ụzọ dị. Lee otu ọchanja market dị. Lee ebe anyị na-ere ihe nri. Go to our schools and you cry. Go to our secondary schools and you cry. Unu reach, unu people's club. People that are supposed to, come into what we are doing and help us and create awareness and engage the government of the world. How do they make people's club and name a video? When their people are dying. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who came out, is in detention illegally. They are doing people's club. They were eating yam. Now, labeke. I'm not talking about Ndikenemi and Olo because only on Olo kusiri yam Olo. Of course. Our festival. Onye clergy Olo kusime festival. Jiro survival the year round. Kusime celebration and Olo. For keeping them alive to eat their yam, to see their yam grow. But onye no na labeke na nwa hioma. Mega Olo na support. So you may hear for what? When your people are under siege. This is what we're saying. This is what I'm saying to you. Let me get this in summary of what I'm saying because I'm done now. I don't know why people are they afraid to call in, or are you people who just only enjoying what I'm saying? I know that I didn't have, but I would like you to call because I talk from your own side. What is in here now? What I am we not digging. I talk from you. I want us to talk. I'm name when he just call in and talk, please. Call in and talk. Let me just get this. Call in and talk, please. I would love to hear from you as well. All my hand I know. I will, of course. Now let me just. Some of our sisters they got behind them. I join and go behind them. Now let me just. Maybe I will post the video later on. But let me just open this. So.
It shall be well with you.
No,
your family that is not your portion.
Let me just start this from
Unity in their states, in their village, when the road is like this, when their people don't have steady electricity, when their people lack all the social amenities, they are contributing billions to erect a church. When I speak with wise Nigerians in diaspora, it gives me great joy. And this video is dedicated to one of them. For those of you that are saying that religion is not your problem, your problem is your leaders. Leave religion alone. Leave the pastors alone. Leave churches alone. Let me tell you the story of Japan. You know, the capital of Japan, which is Tokyo, was named Edo. It was Edo before they changed it to Tokyo. Okay? And Tokyo is somebody's name. Let me tell you about Tokyo. When the Portuguese visited Japan, these people stayed in Japan for 15 years. And in these 15 years, they built 50,000 churches in Japan. It was when this guy took over. He was made a shogun. He had his own army, Tokyo. He beheaded all the religious leaders. The leaders of all these churches, he beheaded all of them. Years later, his people decided that the only way that they will honor the person that did this, because his people were so wise to understand the impact that he created, to understand why he did what he did. So they honored him by changing the name of their capital, which is Edo, from Edo to Tokyo. Church is your problem. That is your biggest problem. You see the governments that you're talking about, the politicians that you're talking about. Government and religion is two sides of the same coin. The God that you are closing your eyes to pray to. I need a car. I need a house. I need money. I need food. I need a good road. Accident is not my portion. Untimely death is not my portion. Robo. That's your imaginary friend that you are talking to in the realm of a supreme being. Is actually the government of the day. Yes, God means the government of the day. The reason you don't have a house is the government. The reason you don't have food is the government. The reason your life is so pathetic as it is the government. The reason you are so miserable is the government. And the reason all these things are happening is because of religion. The government that are dealing with you, they have created an image. They have created a character that you should heap all your blame on. The devil. Everything that this character is doing is actually done by your government. You people we don't have good road in this country. Festive period is approaching. By the time you drive for kilometers on a bad road, so many people will die. Accidents is going to happen. You are not the only person that casted and binded on timely death. All the accident that happens on all of them, they prayed in the morning. Some prayed even more than you. Some fasted. Some are better than you. But unfortunately, accident is going to happen because the road is bad. How often do you hear that trailer fall and people were killed in advanced countries? How often do you hear that? Because their God, which is the government, have fixed all these things for them. Untimely death is not their portion. It's not because they were casting and binding. It's because the government have made it possible that they don't die untimely. Listen and pay attention. Instead of you now to blame the government that have finished you, they have created an institution, religious institution, where you go to pray to this imaginary being to give you all the things that they have refused to give you, all the things that are in their hands to give you. They have made the government of the day a supreme being who you have to cry to. I was asking my mom a question the other day. I said, me as a parent, my son will not beg me for things that I can afford unless I don't have that thing. If it's something that is good for him and I can afford it, he don't need to beg me. He don't need to cry. My son knows my mumu button. If he wants something and I say no, I will not give you, he will just bend his neck like this. I say, Mommy, biko, oh no, biko. Just that biko, my heart will melt. That is my mumu button. I will give and give extra. But you have a being that's capable of providing you everything. But you have to cry. You have to fast. You have to pray endlessly. Your father have done it, died. Your grandparents did it, they died. You are doing it. The government have created this institution so that you don't hold them responsible. When something bad happens, if an accident happens on the road, instead of you to call on your government, you blame it on the character, the other character that they made. Satan. It's the work of the devil. The devil has done it. You will not. They have created this institution so that you don't hold them accountable, so that you don't hold them responsible for anything. If Japan happens to be as religious as you are today, they will not have advanced where they are today. Listen, if Tokyo did not release all the religious leaders as he did, the people that installed 50,000 churches in 15 years, open up and redirect the mind of his people to technology, to science, they will not be where they are today. This is your problem. Your problem is these two sides of the same coin, the government and religion. These people are your problem. The reason why you cannot do anything, you don't have good hospitals, is because they have created an institution where you go to pray for good health. You don't have good health by praying. The reason you don't have good road is because they have created an institution where you go to pray and counsel untimely death. The reason that women are dying in the hospital, pregnant women are dying, have created an institution where they go and shout hey, 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 and they'll be falling off. Somebody will turn roll his eyes like this, and people will be falling all over the ground, will be falling in the name of anointing. This is what you do in the 21st century because the government have the other side of the same coin, which is religion. Religion would have made your life so miserable as it is. A friend of mine said the black man is incapable of making a sentence. If you ask somebody a question, there are code, letter words that they will use. If they did not use Jesus, they will use God. They will use Bible. A black man is not capable of making a sentence. That is why your government are telling you that the only way that they can fight terrorism is by prayer. That is the reason your government is telling you that the only way that you will have steady electricity is by prayer. Your government are telling you that your country is in the hands of God. It's in the hand of the imaginary being that they created for themselves. You don't hold them accountable for anything. You don't hold them responsible for all their actions. These people that you have chosen to represent your interest, you have chosen to manage your resources, they have done all the ill to you. But no, you will not talk. Because of religion, because they have created an institution that keep you sedated. Yes, religion is opium to the masses. Sedation is drug, a bad drug to the masses. It is religion that they use to keep you sedated. That is why all the people that have put you in the worst state, they are all religious. Mention any one of them that is not either a Christian or a Muslim.
Exactly.
They loot in the name of their religion, in the name of the same imaginary being that they are trying to come and help you. You can never have a single advancement when you have dedicated all your life to an illusion. You don't have a car. When your mates that have never prayed in their lives for one day, their parents don't pray, they don't pray, are driving like their 10th car. When a child gets to 16 years, they will get their driver's license. They will learn how to drive. They will go to these companies, these car manufacturing companies. They will pick any car of their choice and they'll be paying effortlessly for it. Onya katan weekend car we are carry another one. But you, all the junk, all the junk that they dispose in their country, they will bring it here and you'll be celebrating. You'll be celebrating and they will be videoing you. You will be posting on social media and these people will be watching and be like, what kind of human beings are these ones? They will be calling you names because of the kind of shameful things that you show to them on social media. Junk, tokumbo, things that they used to melt before, that our people have decided to be buying. That is what you are celebrating at your age, because you have decided not to hold the right authority accountable for not giving you these things. Where in Nigeria can you boast of a 4-hour, 365 days electricity? None. You don't have a single social amenity. They have ripped your life out of you, but you cannot hold them as accountable because they have created an institution that keep you sedated. Have created characters that you will close your eyes, bow your heads, and pray to give you the things that the government have refused to give you, to give you the things that your government cannot give you. They have created a different character that you blame for not having those things instead of blaming them. You will blame for not having car. You will blame for not having social amenity. December is fast approaching. All the things that you proclaimed on 31st December 2023, you will still go back and proclaim all of them. People don't get tired. It shall be well with you. Your untimely death is not your portion. This is your year of unmatchable.
Do you get it? Yeah, at least our sister, this one, I don't know who she is. I haven't seen her before. And obviously, she never speak before. But through our consistency, you know, people are coming to realize it. It's very bitter. Bitter truth to Hannah Goon. Very bitter. Church in my old audio. Government, you know, we started about this campaign of in her church and again came by 2013. I think this is the time. I think Facebook sometimes they will flash up a post I made that time. You know, because some umoko kuna my haimere. Belute here just about came by 2020, came by 2019. Happened Hannah say stop religious attack. Stop attacking. What do you know? Do you know how since we started the education of this evil religion in our land? Came by 2013. When did you join IPOB? When did you come into what we're doing? You see some morons now when let the religious war start now. Somebody will be talking about Biafra like this far. Then I want to see let the religious war start now. And you call that person a Biafra. You call that person, that individual, you see him who is among what we are doing. Oh, so in the shoji, he didn't say let the war of Fulani start. He never said let the war of Fulani start now. Let the war against Nigerian invasion start now. He never talk of strength on one strength people can. But okay, you like 1 year be about work on social media. Or to defend the people who have killed you. Can't buy Christians no law. Have you seen any of this Western and Aguian and Uzebeno? All of you claim let the tonight, not tomorrow. People will be claim that they are into what we are doing. They show likes and they show full and they had then they might have like here. Here comment had the rubbish and they might have like because they want you to continue in your quagmire, in your self-centered you don't think about collective. Here can you find religion okay? With my name here, don't you see that? Don't you understand that somebody that answered this name as or they call one Ogomo, even though Ogomo were good thing in our land, or our own way of life. How do I say? And your ancestors were killing people. Who bombed the Hiroshima? Who bombed it? How many people died there in one night? In one single bomb that wiped away 100,000 people. In the city, somebody who is a child of God, who is a Christian, went and threw a bomb that wiped 100,000 people away in the Hiroshima. Can they go to today? Invade our land, over 140 million people. It's in any religion. So ancestors again, not in home. In not 10 people in one go. Not in 5 people in one go. No, 100. How about laser guided missile? It's a laser guided missile. Look at him and Libya. Look at what they did to Libya. Look at what they did in Syria. All of them. These are so-called your Christian countries. But they come and demonize everything and how we are. That our people used to kill our people. Our ancestors used to kill twins. People are not bagari. But they never tell you the whole thing, how they invaded our land and kill our people. Steal our people. Today, they told you that they were laying pipeline? Aguahangi? Oil from our land. The pollution, oil pollution in our land, what crime that is greater than that one? Was our land do we have the type of rate data through the pollution of our ecosystem? Was our ancestor polluting ecosystem? Were your ancestors polluting ecosystem that keep people in a mass? That our people now, the life expectancy now and all now 50 years or 52. Google it. When we say something here, you Google. Ask Google, what is the life expectancy now in Nigeria? They will tell you. Or in the East. Or they call Southeast. They will tell you it's 50 years. People are now at the age of 50. But when you leave visa now, there are people like Kawalanka ha. Was the land visa office na Enugu. So kuno with the younger ones, gachoro ehejishi Kenya mkpụrụ mmadụ le visa. Pata ihe na bia ebuwe na mamre. Ndị agadi hu nwoke. Sawra plate. Sawra himolo clean we here ọrụ. Abia kwado bia eme egu na what or nonsense with their own money, you know. You would £1 now. Weta n'ụlọ. Ya fatara gị 1,200 naira. Give you loan, amen. If not, you reduce all your money. Not useless the money. May I tissue paper. So now somebody 20,000 pounds now. Who that you can you get 20,000 pounds here deposit here for ego bungalow here. You get 20,000. I'm going 20,000 and one water here to buy to deposit for all like over here no almost 600,000 euros. 600,000 pounds. Now, one way here 600,000 pounds ago, I get go plenty land. I get go community, go here complete. You want to another economical game. You want to share here they do all the money now. So here we go can have also ordinary 20 pounds. How be go entire village and community now? on hemele na South Africa. South Africa di nwe ala. South Africa indigenous enwe ke nwe ala. O woto ka nwa bekee shi go ala ha. He gozi ha bia yo batazi ntro. Unu na ha bawawo. Unu ku echi de ha say we bought it. We bought it from you. We bought it from you. See the reason why IPOB, the leadership, we are advising our people to come back home and invest, to take over our land. And now they make the politicians to have so much money that they are capable now to go and buy a whole entire community. Kichi wu here, enyema led this is no na Imo State, Fulani 1,000 acres of land. Which we are warning them, anything you're giving to Fulani there, we will reverse it. No piece of our land, no piece of Biafra land will be given to Fulani. No matter how they purchase, how they buy it through whatever proxy, no piece of land in Biafra land will be given to Fulani. They are not indigenous. They are not Nigerians. They are not indigenous to our people. They are not legitimate to buy anything. If you don't have documents here, if you don't have property, you can't buy any community land here. You can't buy anything here. This is what they did to make sure that they get total control of the society. Make the money worthless, make it available to the politicians, use it now to go to the community who are suffering, who cannot afford the money, buy whatever they have. Buy it from them. Plot from Dibo is no grand and more. Ogran and more. Our people need to wake up. Don't sell your community land. Don't sell it to any stranger. You will deal with ordinary local people. But any stranger that you don't know where yet they come from, don't sell our community. And you put hala. All the British, now they want the money worthless so that they can now all these places in the pipe oil pipeline aga now. Now community aga back go be chaya. They grow ala na aponye nwene onye grow ya nwa ha masrede. Here no boda, you grow bukwa ala no boda. Government genye guideline ga-eji arụ ihe na arụ dị. Itinye ha na achọ, they will remove it. Ị gaghị agụ ala ya ga-enwe anyhow. Face ye anyhow, face ụlọ anyhow. A ga-agwa gị ebe ụlọ ahụ ga-efesi. Gwa gị structure ụtọ ga-anọ. Gwakwa ụtọ the position and ihe ga-add in. Ị gaghị anọ dị agị ga-agbafuwe mmiri without the council's authority. Mmiri unu na afọ unu na-egwufuza ala na ime. Akwa egwu gbafuwe mmiri, otu gbafuwe ebe gasị shafụsị ya n'Enugu. Ndị nọ ebe ahụ agba ọsọ. That is why you don't do that thing here. Before give a family here, you will see the power, the authority of the council, the local council. They will come and investigate and check that place. Whether family had the big or you got touch other natural resources that will harm the society. But even in Nama ebu ndem mmadụ ebute na baro na ebu ya ga ebelu unu si you na atozu nwanne unu nwoke atozu nwanne unu nwanyị. That is how devilish. Onye nyere nsu ya na egbuere gị nama resegị na doesn't eat nama. And he le resegị nama gị le greli. N'obodo a ha would amam or the second or the third largest cow producer. Cow. Ha na erikwe no nwa. So you don't go and produce what you don't eat. You don't produce what you don't eat. You na erikwe. Onye jụọ kwa na gị selekwe test of here. Go to where the Fulanis are doing the suya. They will not test it. Why is it like what shato? I will have got through Henry Mawazum Madu Mokerem or Camera Spy. And you get test against Odoto. Hank you. I got her caught or Tigan on Hogijuna, how we hear Henry in a head test there, Manana Hebum Mad. Unu get each other no laronolo and we kidney failure. Look at the rampart of kidney failure in our land, not in our society today. I've never seen such a thing before now. Even in overseas, it doesn't happen. The type of kidney failure and all. Yawu poisonous food no go na kan de Fulani. Aga na go ta sa sugar cane na ta. Nobody's monitoring anything. Kembe Doraka akunyere nobody monitors the thing in the drugs be na east. Here governors who they will busy na akuyinyo engagement here touching na akụ iri akụ nothing no the life of the community hama lo otu ụzọ nkete ụzọ ebe mbizenu na apa community na Anambra state na Imo state na Abia state they don't care o metwa ha na ahụ ogo oge election na arụ ha bịa kwekwe nu akwatolu 4 years na ha na ga-apatakwa again jagwunu na nwere ihe ya na-emepe that boss ya na fly over cause ọ na-arụ gịnị na Ekwulọbịa obi zeleni na ọ ga-edewe ya happy empty ọ ga-eji abịa na next election na next ihe na o take issue aro eji emu here people will contest for one time echicha gị pụọ unu a ga-anụ iri unu Jagaban ga-anụ 8 years na your mam no let me just put it this way your mam no 40 years now Jagaban ga-anụ 8 years that will be me 48 years akwe 48 years mgbe ọ na-achịcha then another person abanye another Fulani abanye by the time ọ na-achịla another 8 years man almost 50 gịnị man 56 then another person abata after 56 by the time ike agwụziele nwoke mmadụ do you see how they roll it by then ndị ka ihe ndị to strong unu na-ekwu okwu maka nwere onwe na dịzikwa onye kefron for the ha generation ha pụwala ndị ka kwuna eji church sa ishi go doze with ihe church because unu are catching up when those ones who the Biafran fathers were fighting unu are catching up when Saint Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put unu are catching up unu echi unu ihu na church here who generation ọzọ bịagani after us that will completely push Biafra to Igbo people or Igbo race to extinction, completely gone. All say they bring it up now, bigger within the church. Do you see what we're saying? This is where I'm going to leave it, since there's nobody that calls in today. It's one of those things. Thank you very much for coming around. I will come again when it's necessary. I'll come again when it's necessary, and while we are looking, how could you look how in the name of Jesus. Please do what has to do. Begin to pray for your daughter. Begin to pray. Move closer, and deliver you from every cause, every evil covenant, acting on your head, acting on your children, acting on your marriage. I pray for you today. I modify the cause. In your wife is not there, pray for yourself. In your husband is not there, pray for him. Cause of untimely death is broken. Cause of poverty is broken. Cause of sickness is broken. Cause of divorce. Lenga jide dimkpa mmadụ. Nwa nwaanyị jidere ya wuri shie pee ya na ha na lekwe ngo ụzọ na-adịghị ọkụ adịghị mmiri adịghị. Again, thank you again for coming around. This is what I wanted to draw your attention. I probably actually me in pitch. You use gear now. Job. I'm go. Things are settled. I gotta go court now. So, I got a court. So Jagaban continues. So I get represent by you. Because somehow I check a car. Dust nearly settle. You got one people to be over my allows now because also when they know the job. British they know the job. British cannot be doing what they are doing in our land without a house nigger. That is how enemy operate. They will find somebody that will pretend. You will never. It takes you a lot of, to decode it. Okay, pretend to go soon. Okay, bekwa. But how agent, how house nigger how? You will never know until how much had the job. So I probably nega hona na choose weapon. I just learn I gwale na okwo Igbo. That is how they roll. So support the Biafran restoration, support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, support IPOB. The leadership of IPOB are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that we achieve Biafra restoration on our time, and we are not going to back down. That's for sure. We are not going to back down. Remain resolute, remain consistent. It's all about consistent. As I went to Spain, I don't understand, the reason why somebody, in faraway Spain can be with Biafra for over 50-something years, close to 60 years now. Never changed. That is Mwabeke. And this man has been there, or these people has been there supporting, waiting for Biafra. Never know when Biafra will regroup or when they will surface. For over 50, a white man was waiting. They are mental toughness when they don't even see anybody. When they were trying to connect to Ojukwu, they were going to the street and looking at any black man. Where are you from? Until they were able to reach Ojukwu. Na funeral Ojukwu, I won't talk it now. Biafra can never be defeated. No matter how long it takes, we are going to get Biafra. No matter how long, we are not backing down. And that's why we are speaking now to encourage our youths to understand that, you need to be where informed. They will always come with this thing I love, Biafra. Understand that for sure. They will always come with something that look alike like Biafra. Fake people who will who will answer disciple, who will answer ESN. They will answer spokesman. They will answer M branch. They will answer pride criminal. They will answer everything to hoodwink you. In the process, they are making money through their page. Don't let them fool you. Don't let those things distract you. We are not distracted. People like us are not distracted. Before I give an IPOB to do something, our spirit will confirm. We will completely watch you. Not everybody enemy with runu fake. You are join us. Na enemy get form one fake one na. Ya even even the same thing but ya send the police and sacrifice a few useless Igbo people in the police and army. Because one day they made a sacrificial lamb now. There. The whole army there and the police most of them which and the book how. One day they made they just set up their job. Aga known as na this joint. No there na wego. No there me ha na except kwa ndị aga eji blackmail or IPOB mo ndị aga gade aga agbagbuo ha. By the one ndị Igbo. All win now. For them. Una amaghi. So we need to let our people know to follow the IPOB leadership, follow the structure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu living place. Even after we have gone, remain where you are. Continue to support your own. The church I church you change stage. Look at it here. Look at it. In Tokyo, in 15 years, Portuguese in Tokyo, they used 15 years to build over 50-something churches. 15,000 churches, because 50,000 churches. 50,000 churches. In 15 years. How no there? If you can oboda enokwa, due to na ha batakro oboda. Each street in Oboda with one or two churches. Until they liberated themselves few years ago from church. Church to buy nearby offices. And now this country have developed in the last 20 years. If you see what this country have built, you will never believe it. Because I have to go to church. Banyan reality. No illusion, spiritual being. In a prayer to come and deliver you. They are government agents. They work with government. Use it to the British won't money store. Use it to store calm the people down while we are catering away what they have. On your church now, give you a weak mind, give you a weak heart, put you in blame. Like when the other man is saying how ideology, they create ideology. They will make Africa to blame themselves than you are the problem of yourself. But while they are one causing the problem that you're suffering. But they will make you believe that it is you that is causing the problem. Now that Mali have managed to liberate themselves, why are they attacking Mali? Why do they want to destroy Mali? Why do they want to kill the guy? Because you have reason. So this is what we are saying here. Know how to support your own. Stay away from Umekbelima. Stay away from autopilot. Igbo words simply mean autopilot. Ndị na-enwe sense of direction, ndị na-enwe onye dị in charge of them, ndị na-enwe ndị na-control ha, ndị na-enwe ndị ha na-adị asịrị to, ndị na-enwe structure, ndị na-enwe ebe they just roam around like ameba. Autopilot also means Igbo words. Igbo words means autopilot. Though here can mmadụ calculate ka o mee store na Biafra struggle, Biafra restoration project. where there is structure, to totally look away from the structure that is guiding you all these years. So Kunu nuzonya wala mreki. Now, every water be a gababo nding mad. Every water agani ma hababo nding mad. We are there, we are now, we are there, the zoo now, we are the zoo now, they are the zoo now. And I'm telling you, if IPOB is really want to go and attack, they'll be doing this way these people are doing. Or if the ESN want to go and attack people, they will be doing this way. Does ESN stay on the street? Do they stay on the street? Now our people can go to farm and work. This is what we have managed. At least relatively, this is what we have managed to achieve in the last because the rate these people we are attacking our women, raping them. It was so disturbing here. We are watching the videos and pictures. People were crying out of control. No governor is helping, no politician, no nothing. And it happened that Nnamdi were their own president who support them in that quest, which is Muhammad Buhari. It was only IPOB that came out, stop it. They didn't see it coming. Now they want to turn you against. They say that he's autopilot. Just imagine. They will do their nonsense. They will write. Somebody will write a create autopilot with IPOB autopilot. And imagine some of us that registered IPOB here, registered across the world. Imagine what Angra Catalonia, indigenous people of Biafra. Imagine we go there, we say, we are autopilot. You just imagine how these people will be looking at this and say, where did you get these smart people from? Imagine a place like that. Do you know, for us to get to a stage, an event like this, to be identified, to be called before the whole entire world? Do you see Ndibo there? Do you see Nigerians there? That will tell you, people that you saw there is IPOB, Biafrans. That will tell you how engaged we have indulged with this our friends and people we are dealing with. Do you feel me? That will tell you where IPOB is going. That will tell you where the leadership is going. Do you see Nigerians there? Do you see the flag of Nigeria there? When we do a St. Patrick here, do you see Nigerian flag there? You just in a place like this, we are dignitaries. They call us international guests. Did you see my body? Do you want me to go and get it now? I don't know. I had it somewhere. International guests. That is what they called us. They didn't call us local IPOB. International guests. That is how they recognize us. And now you're coming there saying that you're autopilot IPOB. Imagine such nonsense. Imagine how these people want to make Biafra Restoration project as a laughing stock. Make mockery of it on social media. And you see people flooding and listening and watching and following them. Who want their ban. I know majority of them are computer generated. And that's why we come out here to tell you to redirect your mind. Look at what happened in Tokyo. One person came out and slaughtered and beheaded all these Christian Pentecostal leaders and redirect the minds of people to technology. You are seeing today that you are having LG platform plasma, you are having Sony plasma, you are having Toyota Prius, you are having Toyota Avensis, you are having Toyota this one, you are having Lexus. All these things are being produced by Japanese. Lexus in Anya no lot today. Na cookbook ahana. Better here na India was praying before somebody volunteered. The man who Tokyo himself volunteered himself, take over the country. These religious leaders, catch them, somehow people realize that they named the city after him, Tokyo. Today, Japan is the most successful country when it comes to technology. Nobody challenges them. You see small Japan. Do you know that Japan colonized China? That is almost how many people? Japan is not less than Japan maybe about 5 or 10, maybe 10 million in population. But as small as Japan, they colonized China. That is almost 2-point-something billion. Japan colonized them. After they have, destroyed Christianity and religion. in their land that came to put them in a docile, in a coma. Tokyo himself stood up. He didn't spare any of the tradition. This criminal traditional criminal pastors that are running around, throwing our mothers on the ground, marching them on the floor, kicking them all over the place, smashing them, throwing them in the mud, and nakeding them. You see a woman, you got my hair, the poverty hit a woman, you got Joanna, and you know, you say then a church be perform more, you pop where I send you one yard, and not deliverance. You pop where I'm brought complete brought, and a video native on social media. When the government is busy robbing them good road, good education, good healthcare system, robbing them, security, robbing them, no pipe bomb water, robbing them, hospitals. Tokyo himself, who become the city, the capital city of Japan today, slaughtered religious leaders, killed them, all of them. Buhancha. Today, look at Japan, the state of Japan. Biafra, we are able to manufacture some certain things during the Biafra. They invented a lot of things during the Biafran war. You can the 30 talent, but they will go church now. The youth to name is direct their mind. Now redirect their mind towards a spiritual being that you don't know. Somebody you will be writing, let the religious war start now. Now, where were you came by how many years I made this struggle? Where were you? Not today, let it start now. And the sin and the when our people are dying. Today, Oboda and Oboda eradicate here, you have a Christianity here. Hana can answer, but how eradicate here? Obodo ne measure for ma. Google it in Oboda now. Oboda, the most expensive country in the world, not in Europe, in the world. How do they come to that point? If not development and then achieve. A small country like this has become the most expensive country in the whole world. Jesus, it's nonsense. They don't go to church here. Some of them are humble Bible people. You don't even preach about Christianity in the school here. Our children at the school. You don't preach it here. You don't preach it school in a prayer here in the school here. Go and ask anybody. You will a teacher that I introduce such a thing. He can show that teacher that day. And I will hear the word. I mean, the way these people cage our children, blaming our ancestors who stood their ground. Then they more autumn no here no na this struggle for how many years they push now. A pastor will tell my child that no one is the problem that you did. While I have done my best. Look, Philippines. Philippines is the only Asian country that is still underdeveloped. Go to Malaysia. All their relatives. Go to all these Asian countries. They are all developing like crazy. It's only Philippines that is still behind because they accepted Jesus and Christianity. They are the one here. Now, here. Asa kitchen in the mad. Asa and when he is born here, majority of the Filipinos go to Dubai and see him in the Philippines at that place, which is a country that's supposed to be growing at the same level of Malaysia and Indonesia, Tunisia, all of them. Because Haman accepted Jesus. Believe or no spring being that. Despite that, they are even better than Nigeria or Africa. But you can see that they are far behind other Asian countries. Or in the church in Merun. They never want you to reason. They can't call for protest. They don't support anything that will elevate the life of ordinary people. They will blame it on Satan. They created that character that you will believe that no onye jigin. No, your problem. Why the character don't we are Anaharozo? Why the character don't we are one and yemri? Why the character won't want to bafu nyoko? Why the character with Jesus? I won't want a good road. The character with Jesus, I won't want to provide a hospital. The character with Jesus, I won't want a good cars and good health. Didn't GN wound the government, but has he blame on the character? Totally, and a book on a nap on 100 book. Thank you very much, and remain blessed, and definitely I will come in some other time, and it is what it is. Some other time. I will see you some other time. Thank you so much. And remain blessed. Have a very good week. Remain consistent and keep following what we're doing. Please, don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody distract you. Remain focused and understand whatever we are doing here, we are doing it out of love. Out of love. We have seen life here, and we want to replicate that life. You know, we want to bring that life back home. Please, very, very important. You know, otherwise we should have hang around here. Also, no here, me work enjoy the wage, me work people's club. No, we go to social media. Go na say, na which day come ga only show you chere mbo ga anwu before give your life for here. Oh, the church gwaru. No earthly things. Look at how wicked they are. No earthly things. Everything here, you leave it and go. But you already be cho onye na nyega ka nwoche we be na phone m here home messages so nwere onye ka ishi Abuja siri m the other day nwe ha no ụlọ ọgwụ send dari ego. That is how running life. But yeah, when here they will not come out and support. That is how Nigerians have conditioned some of you. Thank you very much so much, and remain blessed and remain consistent. My name remains Mazi. I will see you in some other time, and have a very lovely week. Thank you.
Biafra, of the Biafrans, the fire of the eastern land is a promised land, a blessed land of the Chupacabra. Emeka Onusi Biafra, Emeka Onusi Biafra, Gaimara, Biafra, Ganebozo Gamiru, Agaimara, Biafra, Ganebozo Gamiru, Biafra, one big family, honorable one Nabanoso, Anago, Onere, Abocalicia, Oricalicia, Rere, Anarapisia Caneno, Wawanoriaga, Miri Maruga Saugano. I'm an all the running with my